I hereby inform all members that they must end all racial agitating speeches while at work or in the streets. We are for peace and not destruction. Stop flashing your cards at Europeans. It causes confusion. Remember, your card is for your salvation. Failure to obey these orders will be of severe consequences. We are for love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And when these principles are violated, justice must then take its course. Do that sound like some illegal stuff to you? I break all the stuff when I tell people. When people telling you to operate outside the law, all right, that wisdom tell us that mean they're aliens and outside the parameters of the law. I know y'all know this, Moors. Any member who or group who holds malicious feelings toward the temple or the prophet or violate the divine covenant. When I ask Moors, do we know what the divine covenant is of Moorish Islam? I hope we do. I hope we do. I hope we do. Of the Moorish movement will receive their reward from Allah for their unjust deeds. All true Moors will and must obey the law as laid down to them by their prophet. If they lose confidence in their prophet, they should turn in their collars and buttons, cease wearing the fez and a turban, and return to the state where he found us. This is the holy and divine movement. This is a holy and divine movement. This is a holy and divine movement. Not just nationality. This is a holy and divine movement founded by Prophet Noble Drew Ali. And if the prophet is not right, the temple is not right. The prophet, therefore, is sending out a divine pleas to all Moorish Americans that they do their part in protecting the temple. You just heard what he said. If the temple not right, he not right. I'm not here to rock no boat. Once you become a Moor, if the temple ain't right, you establish a temple. You get with the right people. You tell them, say, hey, you want to be nationalized? This is how I got nationalized. I ain't trying to make no money off nobody. That ain't what this about. When I say Ashe, don't you know what these words mean? I navigate in this world. That means we draw things to us. We're Moors. Don't we understand this? We're supposed to be doing things together. Everybody make money off us. The Chinese, the Japanese, everybody. And we're the main ones that spend. Like I said, we're commerce. And we're not doing nothing. It's sad. Like brothers be like, I saw a brother like, man, that's a nice shirt. I ordered mine off Amazon. I paid $40. I print the same shirts. Mine better, and I ain't gonna say mine better. I got the same thing. I do hats, everything. That's like segregation. No, why you want to give up your stuff and have your own, build your own community? Niggardly stuff. So we must just understand these things, man. I gotta set the atmosphere because I'm a prayerful man. May the benefit of Allah, which is arm, leg, arm, head, be upon you and your family always, as we all should strive to be a credit to Allah. Make haste to bestow thine acts of love upon your brethren and sisters, and do best to shun all evil ones. Remember to take suckle of the breast of knowledge, wisdom, fortitude, charity, love, and all standing, that you, that me, that us together as Moors, as one nation, with many cultures, that we might nourish the souls of all men, all women, all children. Let the truth be thy shield in the manifest battles of falsehood. Know that man nor woman need to pick the lock to the gates of paradise by means of petty or criminal theft. For behold, Moors, the key to salvation already rests within thy own hands. My empresses, my Mobitis, don't you understand this? This is all about you, my empresses. This fez is all you. The white and the gold fez. My Eastern Star sisters that's under that, that's all about you. You are the Eastern Star. You are Esther. That's why they pray to the East. I dropped the science. Don't let nobody tell you can't wreck your crown. They don't know what this is. They don't know. They don't know. They can't tell you. And yes, even though a portion of our nature is weakness, instability, inconsistency, there is still the greater part of our nature that is divine. May Allah, which is arm, leg, arm, head in Moorish science, in American Islam, may YHWH, which is the pantheon of gods in Moorish Islam. Got to do your studies, Moors. It talks about it in our Quran, it talk about it in the Moorish Quran. I know y'all know this. It's in there. If I give it all to you, then there's no study done. You must read it for yourself, or it can go in you must digest it. May Allah, may Yahweh, YHWH, protect thee, guide thee, preserve thee, lengthen our age, and give us everlasting peace. Come on, man. We got to be crazy. So let's get some things and some good context and perspective. You know, my parents still here. Like I said, I'm from Flint, Michigan. You know, we have property in Flint, but like I said, I reside here in Arizona and I travel, you know, in different colleges. I'm blessed to do lectures, man, and I can't wait till my own people start booking me to come speak. I can't wait till that happen. You know, but research Judas, what a Judas goat is, Morris. Research what a Judas goat is. That's why I know what Drew Ali was telling us. Some of our own people will put us back into slavery when they telling you, oh, you some black man, some color, some Negro, or you some Indian. Understanding the context of what I'm saying, Morris. Because Indian, the root of Indian, indigo, is still some color. Human, the root of human, H-U-E, is still some color. We're talking about a nationality. So understand what I'm saying. Get out of your feelings and get and get into science. But a Judas goat is a trained goat used in general animal herding. The Judas goat is trained to associate with sheep or cattle, leading them to a specific destination. In stockyards, a Judas goat will lead sheep to slaughter. Do you hear that? So you got to be careful just because a person got this fez on, or they talking with her silver tongue or eloquently, or they all bedazzled up. Stuff don't mean nothing. This stuff ain't righteous. When people be telling you some ritual to do this and all that, that's fine, but you the ritual. Because if you ain't right, that stuff ain't nothing. But in a stockyard, a Judas goat will lead sheep to slaughter while its own life is spared. Judas goats are also used to lead other animals to specific pens and onto trucks. For what? For slaughter, to get killed. They have fallen out of use in recent times, but can still be found in various smaller slaughterhouses in some parts of the world, as well as conservation projects. See? Cattle herds may use a Judas stir to serve the same purpose as a Judas goat. The technique and the term originated from cattle drives in the United States in the 1800s. The term is reference to the biblical term Judas Iscariot per se. You see? You see, Morris? Ain't that something? That's crazy. That's crazy. It's crazy. Just we have to be studiers and understand things. So before we get into this teaching, I'm gonna give you a little civics. A little civics. Because I can't give you too much. People be going out running doing dumb stuff. Let's dig. A just solely, a J-U-S, or a just, S-O-L-I, a just solely, J-U-S, S-O-L-I, is a Latin term that means law of the soil. Many countries follow the system of just solely, or more commonly known as birthright citizenship. Under this concept, citizenship of a person is determined by the place where a person was born. Just solely is the most common means a person acquires citizenship of a nation. Follow me more to stay in the right context. Another system called jus sanguinis is when a person acquires citizenship through their parents or ancestors. The U.S. follows the jus soli system to determine citizenship. What this means is that whoever is born in the U.S. and is subject to its jurisdiction is automatically granted U.S. citizenship. So then you got to ask yourself, what about the Dred Scott? Negroes don't have no rights. Nationality. I keep telling y'all the history of the reign of Ferdinand and Isabella, when they stripped the Moors of their fez and everything. The Ottoman Empire, those copper color racist Moors, y'all got to get into history and get out of your feelings. Please. And get into scholarship. See how they changed the pen? Even in the Quran with the Q. You got to just be a historian and get out of your feelings. But the U.S. followed to say, okay, what this means is that whoever is born in the U.S. And its subject is to the jurisdiction is automatically granted U.S. citizenship. Now, I'm gonna touch on the 14th Amendment, but you gotta listen to me. Let me finish, and that's where I say, let me finish, because when we study, we research, we don't want to jump prematurely and say, oh, yep, this is it, and that's not all. You got to look at both sides of it. And the thing in law, in the court, the first thing they tell you is there's no excuse of not knowing the law. Remember what I said. That's why I said follow. You got to follow the words. That I said, every word means things. So if we just jump and go in there and represent, they're going to laugh. That's why I tell people. You got to read. You got to read in between the lines. You got to understand linguistics. The 14th Amendment codified that judicial authorities recognized that the philosophy was integral at the conception of the country's constitution. Are you following me? Y'all don't even understand where I'm going when I say I'm talking about both sides, so you know how to operate the right way. Pursuant to 8 USCS 1401, the following persons can acquire citizenship by just solely ignorance of laws, no excuse. That's right, brother. Bro, that's why I say you can't learn. Brother, one brother gonna ask me, oh man, what books I need to read to deal with the police and law. I say you need to study law. What the hell are you talking about? I understand brothers love the Black Laws, the Black Laws edition 4, but don't you know it's 10 editions? Black don't mean they wrote that. You got to understand the essence of things and understand where things come from. To understand how to put yourself in the right persona. Don't we understand things? Because they can change the law. So you got to understand both levels. To see where the clause is at. To see where the precedent's at. Do we understand? A person born in the U.S. as a member of an Indian, Eskimo, Aleutian, or other Aboriginal tribes. You got to understand what that is. That's all us. You don't see black in there. You don't see African American. You got to read between the decoding. It say Indian. What's the root to Indian? I just gave it to you. I just gave it to you. When people get all caught up in their feelings. Christopher Columbus, when he said he discovered Indians. Yeah, per se, copper color races. Found here by the Europeans, 1828. Who we saw? The Washita, the Moors, our empress, bless her, in her absence, she's still here. The flesh is gone, but she's still here. Moors. Washita Moors. Louisiana. Don't we know history? What the Louisiana Purchase was all about? Don't you understand this? You already home? Don't you understand Egypt? All these places, when I talk about the 99th primitive right of Memphis and Israel, Israel is Egypt in the scriptures, you write home. I mean, we get so lost. A person of unknown percentage found in the U.S. while under the age of 5, the person can remain a U.S. citizen if it is not shown before he or she attains 25 years that the person was not born in the U.S. A person born in an outlying possession of the U.S., including Puerto Rico, Panama, Canal Zone. Are we listening? Panama, the Virgin Islands, Guam. We don't even understand what we're talking. Of parents, one whom is a citizen of the U.S. When we talk about, it's only 2 areas: the continent of Mexico, Africa, whatever, ancient, South, East, Ethiopia, whatever you want to call it, and Europe. And they pin to tell you nothing was ever created in Europe. We talk about we are the original Jews. I said, man, look, get out of your feelings. It was frowned upon to call an Israelite a Jew. They're pin to tell you that. They tell you they Edom and Edomite. I'll tell you this, research the the Jewish encyclopedia. Why are you arguing? It don't even make sense. That's why I laugh, because it's not scholarship. Brothers misquoting scriptures. They misquoting First Maccabees chapter 1. I think it's verse 1 through 11, when it's talking about King, what king was that? I can't remember. Anyway, look it up. I can't, I'm all over the place. But anyway, Moors argue with Europeans about who they is and who that is. And in the text, I think it's Anaconus or Anacticus. I might be saying it wrong. But anyway, they telling you that they're Greeks. And since they left under the Gentile, which is the foreign rulership, that they've been going to hell. It says it, and they want to go back to the Gentile nation, which is the foreign nations. That's what they Europeans say. So why are you arguing with Europeans about that? Why are you arguing about you the chosen one? You the chosen one because the Bible say it? We got to get things right, man. We are a people. Just solely is common in developing countries that desires to increase their own citizenry. Some countries that follow the just solely system include Argentina, Barbados, Brazil, Canada, Colombia, Jamaica, Mexico, Pakistan, Peru, Romania, United States, Hungary, or Hungary. When I tell Moors, I say, listen, every person that comes from an area, you can understand who they are when you say it, their area, where they're from. When we talk about Japanese, Vietnamese, Haitian, American, and when you talk about a person that's similar to or like, when we're talking about context, British, Jewish, Scottish, follow the context. Most European countries follow the principle of jus sanguinis in general. Citizenship is conferred by birth to a parent who is already a citizen of that country. Are you listening to me? And when I'm talking about when a person is black, chattel, everything, you talk about shit, you are chattel. Still, I can't go too far because you would take it out of context. And I say, I have to bring you up. I have to take my teeth out and we do baby stuff. I can show you about your birth certificate, so much stuff. About just because the bar, you passed the bar, that don't mean nothing. But you'll run out of things. And I say you have to be under the right tutorship and study all the way. So I'll take baby steps. I have to. If a country follows the jus sanguinis or right of blood system, you inherit a parent's citizenship. So if your father and mother were each from a different jus sanguinis, if you say you African American or whatever brothers be saying, nation, and you were born in a Jewish soulless jurisdiction, you would be able to claim citizenship in 3 countries. Do you hear me, Moors? No, you don't. You don't hear me. You just want to argue. But you say you African American. Let me see. Let me see you go. You ain't got no citizenship. There are, however, exceptions to a rule a country follows because of treaties. Because of what? Treaties. Y'all getting in the wrong context thinking treaties are past or are gone. You got to know how treaties can be rewritten and add in and subtracted. You got to know how to navigate. But you just listen to somebody with a fez on their head. Because treaties with other countries, such as children of foreign diplomats, are recognized as being citizens of the country that sends their parents there. Also, people born on a foreign flagship or airline are entitled to claim citizenship in that country under whose flag the vessel was registered. What's up, babe? All right. Say peace to the people.
Peace, 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 peace.
Say peace to the people. So let me dig a little bit in this 14th Amendment, and then we're going to get into the woman. We're going to get into the woman. For we can just get a little bit of what this all about. The 14th Amendment contains a number of important concepts. Most famously, state action, privileges, and immunities, citizenship, due process, and equal protection. And equal protection. And equal protection. And equal protection. All of which are contained in Section 1. However, the 14th Amendment contains 4 other sections. Section 2 deals with the apportionment of representatives to Congress. Section 3 forbids anyone who participates in insurrection or rebellion against the United States from holding federal office. Section 4 addresses federal debt and repudiates debts accrued by the Confederacy. Section 5 expressly authorized Congress to enforce the 14th Amendment by appropriate legislation. The states ratified the 14th Amendment in 1868 in the immediate aftermath of the American Civil War, along with other Reconstruction amendments, the 13th and 14th. Are we following me? We got to get out of our feelings and get into the know. Citizenship, also known as the Naturalization Clause. The Citizenship Clause is contained in Section 1 of the 14th Amendment. The clause conferred U.S. and state citizenship at birth to all individuals born in the United States. African American. Let's dig, baby. What you say you are? You African American? Oh, you Negro, you color? I call you NBC, Negro, black, colored. That's who you are? Okay, let's touch that. I know you saw Jeopardy. African Americans. Scott versus Sanford. 60 U.S. 393, 1857. The Supreme Court held that African Americans were not U.S. citizens, even if they were free. Let me say that again, and I quote, even if you were in a free state, and I quote, and Scott versus Sanford, 60 U.S. 393, 1857, the Supreme Court held that African Americans were not and could not ever be U.S. citizens, even if they were free. Oh, wow. Oh.